So I think everyone is there. So here, last point we discuss about a basic requirement of networking. The first one is NIC. If you see this NIC, guys, network interface card. This is a physical NIC, network interface card. So if you are using a wide network, so definitely, so we have to put a NIC, network interface card. So we are using a very wide network, so compulsory we need a device like this to connect devices. Of course, you have a mobile phone or laptop, they are having Wi-Fi. So where is NIC? As your Wi-Fi adapter, either it is built inside or maybe externally are connected. That is also a NIC. Okay. It is difficult to draw here. So drawing is separate one. Either you can upload or download pictures. Drawing again, this drawing you have to go new drawing. For example, I have a laptop or maybe I have a desktop and there is a network like a switch. I want to connect with the wires. Okay, so I'm connecting with a wire like that. Like this. What is this? Okay, so what I need is an NIC. Through NIC only we can able to connect it. For example, this is PCA and this is a PC. So this NIC, so we can able to connect this wiring. Maybe you have a mobile phone, right? You have a mobile phone, and maybe you have a tab or a laptop. So we have to connect wirelessly, right? So you have a Wi-Fi router or wireless access point. Okay, this is having antennas, right? It is become designing only. Paintbrush is best. Now this is my mobile, for example. This is my laptop. Wirelessly I'm connecting. Okay, so they need a internally a Wi-Fi adapter inside. Internally, they should require what happening. Internally, inside, either inside or maybe externally, they have a internal NIC is there. Internally or externally, like USB type, There we go. So wired or wireless, but to connect to the network, what we need a NIC. And this distance is enough. Okay. So general earlier days we use a wide connectivity. This is how our NICs look like. So earlier days of these NICs, so we call it as a LAN cards, or we can call it as a Ethernets. Earlier days we call these NICs. LAN cards are a Ethernets, this type, not wireless type. Okay, so the types are Ethernets. Okay. In Ethernet is also an NIC to use it to connect network. In the Ethernets, we have a three type of Ethernets are there. In Ethernet, we have a three type of Ethernet, means different versions. Earlier Ethernet, next fast Ethernet is released, next gigabit Ethernet. So what is the Ethernet? It is a 10 Mbps speed connection. Fast Ethernet, the data transmission rate is 100 Mbps. Gigabit Ethernet, 1000 Mbps or 1 Gbps. Okay, so earlier days we have Ethernets, these type of Ethernets. Otherwise, we'll remove this one, we'll put it in a normal size. Okay, these type of Ethernets are a wide type of connectivity. Okay, this is Ethernet port. This is NIC. This NIC will be inserted like a Ethernet motherboard connection. See, this is how it is connected to your main computer. This is direct Ethernet port, onboard Ethernet port. Wire will be connected like this. You can see this is the Ethernet port. The wire is connecting to that one. So these two Ethernet ports are there on a motherboard. Okay. So Ethernet cards are there. LAN card, LAN card or a Ethernet card. So this is the LAN card. The Ethernet card is inserting into this white bars. The white bars we call it as a PCI. PCI. So we are inserting these Ethernet cards into the PCI. So like this. That is in earlier days. Till now also it is available. Nowadays, so this is Ethernet card. Here we connect with our cable, patch cable. Nowadays on motherboard we are getting NICs. You can see laptops also having a RJ45 connectors directly enhanced into the motherboard. So directly you can connect with the wire to your laptops. And of course laptop having a dual type connectivity. One is LAN connectivity, another it is Wi-Fi connectivity. I connected to Wi-Fi as well as a LAN cable, because through to Wi-Fi it's very small signal I'm receiving here and low internet speed. So I'm connecting with this wire, I'm getting good internet speed. So it is how it is connected. Okay. So that's the point here. Okay. This is the Ethernet, fast Ethernet and gigabit Ethernet, different speeds of each Ethernet. Yes, the speed of data transmission is also depends upon your Ethernet also. Okay. For example, my internet speed is very less, but I'm using gigabit Ethernet. Slow only. I'm getting a 1 Gbps network speed. Data transmission is 1 Gbps, but I'm using fast Ethernet. So I will receive 100 Mbps data transmission type. Okay. So both should be matches. Mainly, main data transmission compared to that one, your Ethernet must be bigger. Okay. So this is NIC about NIC part, but you know the Ethernet port is there now. This Ethernet port, also called as LAN port. The RJ45 socket it is. Okay. The socket is RJ45 socket. RJ means registered jack. Okay, so this is registered jack. Now we're still in an NIC, guys. NIC can be wired or wireless connectivity. It can be wired connectivity or a wireless connectivity, but NIC is important. Every NIC has a MAC address given or assigned by manufacturer of NIC. Why Sumil got a doubt now? Yes, Sumil Nigam present. Okay. Every NIC has a MAC address. It is given by manufacturer of that NIC. That NIC only. That NIC. MAC address, also called as physical address or hardware address. Happen. They are present. Sunil Nigam, I done present. I given present, sorry, I given present. Okay. MAC means media access control. MAC means media access control. Okay. It is also called as a physical address. MAC address cannot be changeable. So what happened? MAC address cannot be changeable. It is a fixed address. It is a fixed address. Okay. So yeah. Of course, we have to tell about MAC address size, right? So MAC address is 48-bit in size. Okay, it is a 48-bit in binary, or we can say what happening. So all our people are sleeping or what? Harshit present, right? Okay, 48-bit in size, or it is it is represented in full hexadecimal number. There is a 12 hexadecimal numbers are there. So you can take any MAC address example, or you can take it from here also. Example MAC address. Look like this one. Otherwise, I will check my MAC addresses. One of my MAC address. How to check MAC address? Get MAC is one of the command, and ipconfig space /all. So I will take one of the MAC address from here. So I will take this one. So it is saying physical address means my MAC address. Some adapters MAC address. It's look like this. Okay. So there is a few points about a MAC address again. So here it is. MAC address is given by manufacturer of an IC. You cannot change the MAC address. We can change IP address, but we cannot change the MAC address. Okay, all communications by IP address, MAC spoofing is possible. With MAC address, you cannot communicate either in the LAN or WAN communications. MAC binding, MAC spoofing is possible, and MAC is also useful at a security places. Change. IP address can be changeable but not MAC. Changeable but not MAC address. Okay. MAC spoofing and MAC binding possible. What is MAC binding?
Sir, MAC address can be repeated or not?
No, it is not repeated. Very good. Generally at Wi-Fi routers. Used at Wi-Fi routers. Yes, very good. MAC address cannot be repeatable. It's like a thumbprint. How is your thumbprint is there now? Same as in the world, only one MAC address. Okay, there is not more than one MAC address is not there. What is this MAC binding, guys? I will explain this MAC binding because it is interesting. Look at, I have a Wi-Fi network is there. Okay, generally we can also do in our home, but be careful. Okay, this is my Wi-Fi router. Wi-Fi router means Wi-Fi router having name. My wireless connectivity SSID is there. I want to connect it to Wi-Fi means first I go to Wi-Fi settings, list out all the names, find out what is your Wi-Fi name. It is called SSID. SSID. What is SSID? Nothing but your Wi-Fi router or wireless access point name. Your Wi-Fi name is ever SSID, and there is a password. To connect, we need a password, right? So you know name. So you select a name, SSID. You selected your SSID name, and you given connect. So when you click on connect, it asks for password. Give the password. Then request go to your Wi-Fi router, ask for authentication. It will check your SSID name and password, and then yes, it is say yes, password is correct. Then it will give you connectivity. Also, it will give you IP address because it is also act like a DHCP server. Okay. Generally, I'm telling in our home, it is also act like a DHCP server. Once your connection is approved, so you'll get a connectivity and your IP address. Now you can use internet through, you can access internet through your Wi-Fi router. Now this is good, right? Understand guys how we are using? We know that one already.
What is mean by authentication?
Authentication means you given username password correct. So it will verify you given username and password. Like you log into Gmail account. You given username password. Click sign in. So what happened? First there is a background system. Will verify your username and password both are correct. Then it will give you permission to access, get inside. You can able to sign inside, right? So that process we call it as a authentication. Okay, but there is authorization
Okay.
word is also there. Authentication and authorization. Okay, authentication means verification of identity. Authorization means once authentication completed, verified, successfully verified, authentication is done. Authorization means are you eligible to access or not? Okay,
Yes, sir.
authorization means it will authorize to give an access. Next, guys, this password is very important, right? If anyone knows your Wi-Fi name means SSID and the password, anybody can able to connect. If I know my Wi-Fi password, you can able to connect if you are near to my Wi-Fi router, right? So you are trying to secure your Wi-Fi connectivity with a password, but you told to password to everyone. Then what is the problem? So, everybody is trying to connect. Everybody is trying to connect your Wi-Fi. Means your private network become more public now. You have to use it for your devices, but everybody is connecting. What is the problem in that one? Security compromises. Security is compromised. More number of connections. Lot of load on your router and internet. And of course, there is a possibility of security breach. So what I'm doing is, in this Wi-Fi router, I will create a list. So what are my devices? I have a mobile, laptop, my desktop is there. So desktop is not important because through desktop you are connecting Wi-Fi, then it is important, otherwise wide connectivity. For example, tab is there. I have another laptop is there. So like that, I have a devices. I go to each and every device, collect their MAC addresses. I go to each device, take their MAC addresses. Every device having NIC to connect, then I will their NIC is there means there is a MAC address. I take the MAC addresses, add all the MAC addresses here. This is my first device MAC address, second device MAC address, third device MAC address, fourth device MAC address. For example, this is my device. I am trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. So my Wi-Fi will verify is this MAC address is in the list or not. Yes, the MAC address is in the list. Allow the connection. And I have a new device is there. Someone came. He is also know my password. What is doing is trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. Then first it will verify its MAC address. Is this MAC address in the list? No. Means no connectivity. Username is correct, password is correct, but as per the MAC binding, you are not allowed, so it don't give connectivity. Understand, guys?
Yes, sir.
So anytime if you check your, if you are trying to log into your Wi-Fi router, so you can also find MAC bindings, allow, disallow devices. Even when I was in Pune at that time, so what happened? I given my password to two people. One is for Warner, one is a neighbor guy. That time no one is there. He is out of his data. So he asked for some hotspot kind of stuff. So I should take my password. No, I didn't give in a password, but actually I configured a password in their mobile. But I think he shared a password to some others. So one day I feel internet is very slow and lot of connectivity. My connections are not happening properly. So I went to the router. I see how many people are getting an IP address from me, how many connections are currently there. Then it is showing there is 8 connections. I counted my devices. What are the devices are on? What are the devices are connected? So I got only 4. Then I list is 8. And 2 devices already given. 2 more people are added. Why added? Then what I have done? I've seen this device is not belongs to me. Then what I done? I disallowed. Means allow, not allow. So I put a not allow type. So whenever they want to connect, they won't get connection. Okay. So that is also there. Okay. So you have any Wi-Fi routers in your home. So try to check configuration. Don't change the configuration. If you change configuration, it is very dangerous. Otherwise, buy one Wi-Fi router for you separately and check the configurations. Try see the configuration connectivity. Don't try with your internet thing because your internet guy also don't know what happened. They are very intelligent. Okay. So max spoofing is for attacks or security purpose. You do max spoofing means duplicating MAC address. Means you have your own MAC address, but while you are sending and receiving packet, you can use different type of MAC address using certain softwares. But we cannot original MAC address we cannot change. Just we are using max spoofing. MAC binding is this is for a security purpose. Okay, for a Wi-Fi routers, use that Wi-Fi routers for security. And there is a lot of security things in that time we use MAC addresses kind of stuff, but this is enough. Always remember all communications by IP address only. Okay, we cannot communicate with the MAC address directly, but when you are sending a packet and receiving a packet, there is MAC address and as well as an IP address is there. But we cannot communicate to anyone with the MAC address. So already we know how to check MAC address. Commands are one is get MAC. You can use the command ipconfig -all. In GUI mode also you can check it easily. That is better go to search or run put a ncpa.ctl. Network connection window is open on network adapter. Okay, double click on network adapter or right click on adapter. RT means right click. matters details. Okay. So this is about an NIC and MAC address. Guys, for any NIC, NIC means in the terms of Ethernet. So Ethernet's having LED lights. So if you see this LED status, based on that, we can understand there is a connectivity is there or not, and the speed is there or not. For example, this activity LED become darker, then it is no connectivity. Link is down. If activity is showing a blinking yellow or a blinking green, means it is a activity, means data transmission is there. If link LED is showing darker, it is 100 Mbps type connectivity. If it is a green, sorry, darker means 10 Mbps, green means 100, amber means 1000. I think everybody know bit to byte differences, binary kind of stuff. No need to discuss, right? Okay. This is about your NIC and so this is NIC MAC address. Next part is cables. Different type of cables we use in the networking. Okay, so cable means networking cables. Cables means network cables. Of course, we are talking in networking, so the cables. Coaxial cables. Coaxial cables. Any word you know. Coaxial cables. Twisted pair cables means two type of twisted pair is there, UTP, STP cables. Twisted pair cables, fiber optical cables or optical fiber cables, fiber optical cables, optical fiber cables. These three type of cables generally we use it a communication. So coaxial cables are look like this one. See this is the cable. So we'll better coaxial cable. Okay. If you see these cables, we used these cables at the time of cable TV network. Now we are having dish TVs. Still we are using from dish TV to your setup box. The cable is there now. That is also a coaxial cable. It is mostly like a half duplex type of communication type. Means one side communication. Either you send or a receiving type. This is copper conductor in middle. There is an insulator and there is a copper mesh on it. Okay, and outside insulator. And there is a connectivities like this. Different type of connectors also there like this. You can see different type of connectors, cable to cable connectors, different topologies also they use. Okay, of course they use these cables for a network connectivity also. Earlier days, now we are not using any of this, but still we are using for a normal TV channels, some signal transmission places still people are using. Why we are using this copper mesh? That is first I want to tell. Original signal is passes through this the center copper wire, main conductor wire it is, but there is a copper mesh is there. What is the use of this copper mesh? To protect your main signal from electromagnetic interference. Electromagnetic interference called EMI. What will happen? This EMI causes crosstalk. Electromagnetic signals are there. You are getting a mobile phone signal, Wi-Fi signal, all because of formula of electromagnetic interference. This interfere with any metals, any kind of metals. Generally it interfere means it send its signal through that metals and air. Okay, so what happened? This signal passes through air, but it is interfere with the metals, passes through metals, right? So these electromagnetic waves are touches this cable, the it, it will disturb your main signal. It will, that is called a crosstalk. It mix your signal to electromagnetic signal, so it is causes crosstalk. To protect it, we are using shielding. The shielding will receive the electromagnetic signal, and it does not allow to passes to the core copper wire. That is a coaxial cables. Of course, we are not using this coaxial cable nowadays. We are using twisted pair cables for our LAN communication. So we'll see these twisted pair cables. Few details about a twisted pair cables. Okay. First of all, in the cables, in the cable, we have a 8 wires in generally. Okay. Generally, it is 8 wire cable. It is so also called as 4 pair cable. It is also called as 4 pair cable. It is also called as 4 pair cable. So the cables are twist each other. This one, these cables are twisting each other. Control Z. I'll take cable separately. UTP, STP cables. That is more brighter. Okay. See, there is a wires are there. Totally 8 wires. Each pair of wires are twist each other. That's what is called a twisted pair cable. If you see the first one is UTP, unshielded twisted pair cable, means there is a no copper mesh on it, no shielding on it. And there is a shielding on it on this STP cable. Both are same, but STP having a shield, UTP does not have a shield. So we are using UTP or STP in our general LAN communications. Why twists are required? Number of twists increases, it reduces the attenuation. Attenuation cause the delay in the speed of data transmission will be become slower if more attenuation is there. So reduction of attenuation will give you more data, high speed data transmission. Okay, so that's why we are having a twist there. Of course, we have a shielding for a protect from electromagnetic interference. That EMI causes crosstalk. We are using a RJ45 socket to connect these wires like this. Okay. We are using RJ45 socket. This is RJ45 socket. This is called RJ45. RJ means resistor jack, already I told. Okay. In these wires, guys, there is a 4 colors like a main colors. Out of 8 wires are there. Out of 8 wires, 4 are colored wires, direct color wires. Like a blue wire is there, orange wire is there, green wire is there, brown wire is also there. Pairing with this each wire, like for blue wire there is a white blue, for orange white orange, green white green, and brown white brown is there. It means actually the pair wire is white color, there is a blue line on it, or green line on it, orange line on it. Okay, like that. These are very basic. So we are using our basic LAN communication. Use it for LAN communication mainly. We are all using this LAN communication purpose. We don't use fiber optical cables. We use this LAN cables. So twisted pair cables generally we are using, and there is some pictures also there. It contains a categories. Okay, so you can see these pictures from PPT, guys. Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, Cat 6, Cat 7. These categories are there. So Cat 1 is generally a 2-pair cable. It is okay. It is used RJ11 connection. It is a telephone cable. Maybe still you see any BSNL, Airtel telephone cables are there now. So they use a Cat 1 cable. So we have a Cat 2. Of course, it's a old cables. Cat 3, Cat 4. Cat 4 is around 10 Mbps or 16 Mbps one. So we started using from Cat 4. Maybe we know that from Cat 4 because it's a 16 Mbps data transmission speed. Cat 5 is 100 Mbps. 5E is also there. 5E is a 500 to 600 Mbps as per certain textbooks, not based on that picture. Cat 6 is 1 Gbps data transmission. See, not only your Ethernet, also the cable should be matches. The Cat 3 is a 10 Mbps. Some details exactly we don't know. Compulsory you have to verify through any what we can say Cisco or Coaxial N+ textbooks. You want to verify exact details. So only you have to trusted one is Cisco textbooks or a Coaxial. Network Plus. If you know these textbooks are videos, direct videos from there. You have any chapter, you have a book or anything, so you can confirm which category what it is. Okay, so all are remaining are people are writing something, no authentication in it. Okay, there are authorized people. Different type of tools we use, guys. Like this is a testing tool. You created a cable like this. So one side, this is a totally a cable. One side and another side means both the sides. You are done this RJ45 connector, but you have to test before you are start using it. Make sure everything is fine. Okay, with a testing tool. One side one side of cable connected to one part, another side both ends will connected here, and we'll test it. This is a crimping tool. Normally cable is having these open lines, right? But this is the RJ45 connector, and these are the wires. We have to insert these wires into this connector and put it into this crimping tool and become cable like this. These cables we call it as a patch cable. These cables we call it as a patch cable. So when you are working, someone asks you, give me that patch cable. Okay, do you have a patch cable? So do not see somewhere. It is also called as LAN cable, patch cable, LAN cable, or this UTP STP cables. Okay, so do not Right. So it's a cable, patch cable, LAN cable. So you know this connectivity from this color-based connectivity, both are connecting, right? So we have a different type of cable set is there, straight through cable, cross cable, rollover cable kind of stuff. In the olden days, it is very compulsory. Why? Because of if you want to connect one PC to another PC, compulsory you have to use cross cable or cable. If you want to connect a PC to a switch, straight cable. Okay, so that type is there. Now that protocols are changed now. You can use a straight cable, it will understand. Okay, so we don't go much details, it will take a lot of time. But these are the type of connectivity, color codings, so many of them. Finally, fiber optic cables. Guys, fiber optical cables are made up of glass. Fiber optical cables are made up of glass. Okay. It is made up of glass, no metals for a data transmission purposes. Of course, you may see in a cable, an outer layer of that cables may have some steel packaging, Thor kind of packaging is there for protecting purpose only, not for data transmission purpose. So main data transmission is going through the cable, this part only. I can search and put it, but no problem. What happened to this psycho? I think, yeah, it is better. See, this is the last, the middle one, that is your core cable. Outer layer of this core is called a clad. This core and clad both are made up of glass only. Remaining strengthening, membrane, and outer jacket is there. Okay, so it is work based on this reflection method. Okay, so we are using a light wave signal. So we are passing a signal that is not electrical signal, it is a light wave signal. So fiber optical cables does not have any electromagnetic interference. No electromagnetic interference. Okay, so no crosstalk generally. Okay, it will use different frequency channeling inside this cable. Not only one core, guys, some are multi-mode coring, multi-mode, single mode, multi-mode variation is there. And very importantly, say what is the use of these fiber optical cables? Very long distance communication. You want to communicate for a longer distance, the fiber optical cables are very useful. Okay, very high speed data transmission. Normally Ethernet cables are copper cables. Okay, normal our Ethernet cables are LAN cables. We are using UTP STP cables. Coaxial cables are copper cables. Data speed limitation is there. Electromagnetic interference attenuation is also affected. So long distance communication has become difficult, and also high-speed data transmission is also very difficult with the copper cables. But fiber optical cables, light wave transmission, so we can send the signal for longer distance. But we are not using for our regular LAN communication purpose. It is a cheaper as well as a costly, and but we are getting internet through this fiber optical cables only. Okay, fiber cables. I have done correct only, but this is okay. So why it is cheaper, why it is a costly kind of stuff, guys? I have a servers are there, storage devices are there. I want to transmit the data from server to storage, storage to server. So copper cables are not support. Better to use fiber optical cables in that position. as a compared to fiber optical cables. In the mere data, high-speed data transmission places, core networking places, in server rooms, we use a fiber optical cables. Regular LAN communication, we don't use fiber optical cables. Even I went to a shop to buy a one patch cable, means that UTP, STP cable kind of stuff. Immediately one guy, very intelligent guy, came up and told me, sir, why you want fiber optical cable kind of stuff? Better to, sorry, why you want a copper cables? Fiber optical cable is cheaper. It's a textbook cheaper only, guys. Look at here. For example, I want to buy a fiber optical cable. Yes, it is comes very cheaper and very high speed data transmission. Very good, right? See, these are the different cables. But I don't know how these cables, how to test the cable. Again, I have to buy tester, connector. Okay, test the connectivity. Next, my PC, my desktop or laptop should have a fiber optical connector. NIC is required. I'm having a Wi-Fi or a Ethernet type of connectivity, but I don't have, right? So that fiber optical type of NICs. That is also called as HBA, host bus adapters. It is very costly. So this is the fiber optical connector, and we have to insert this into PC. So by default, laptop does not have these things. If you have a desktop, of course you can buy and insert it, but cost is high. Next. One end, okay, we have a HBA, we have a cable. Other end of the cable should be connected to a switch, right? This is the switch. It is also very costly. You take a normal networking switches. This is normal networking switches, Cisco networking switches. If you take fiber optical switches, so these are normal switches only. These are fiber optical switches. Okay. The connectivity again, so more difficult in a regular people. Okay. So where we need a high speed data transmissions, we use this. Second one, guys, this submarine.com kind of stuff. What is this submarine kind of stuff? We'll show you this. Under ocean, we have a cable network. A lot of people think we are getting internet through the satellites. No, guys, we are getting under ocean optical fibers. Yeah. See, these are under ocean. We have a optical fibers. Even Jio, Reliance, Tatas are having this connectivity. Mainly Reliance from last before 20 years back only. They have a under ocean and under earth cables also there. See, this is how it is connected. India, how many entry and exit points are there? See. Chennai, this is on the Kerala side, Sri Lanka, Mumbai. Okay, so many years back only we have these connectivities. Okay, fiber optic underwash it is. That's why they need a very big line. This is copper coating, and you can go to submarine connection. Which area, which country you want to see? There we can able to see the link status also. See. How many lines are there, what is their status, okay, we can see. So where is India? This is Russia, means India is here. Okay, so this is Bangladesh connectivity. Okay, their connection names. This is Bangladesh only, I think. So India, this side is not there, only here it is Chennai, Mumbai, Cochin, Trivandrum, Bharat Lanka cable system. Sri Lanka it is. It is also India. Okay, India Asia Express. This is directly in underwater. It is. Okay, so Saudi Arabia. So this is how we are getting internet through this fiber optical cables only. So it is cheaper when you are communicating very long distances, very high speed data transmissions, servers, rooms, networking, core networking places, it is cheaper because as compared to requirement, it is very cheaper. And of course, they are having an equipment. And if you are using your regular LAN communication, it is costly. And of course, we are getting broadband internet nowadays through fiber optical from ISP to our home. We are getting fiber optic cable from in home up to home, fiber optic cable from your router to your devices. It is Wi-Fi or wired devices only. I think you got the point, right? Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
I want to give a break, but people are want to give break and not break. Take a break, guys. So take 10-15 minutes is okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.